largest stone ever taken out of here was 390 carats. The entire phenocryst was intact or in one consolidated area and weighed 980 carats of gem quality material. This is the Oregon High Desert. Have a unique distinction of being one of the only finds of feldspar with copper as its coloring agent in the world.
This is like old times, Carl.
We're in the Rabbit Basin in southeast Oregon.
Well, did I take the right one or the wrong one?
About 50 miles from the California, Oregon, Nevada border. This area was first inhabited by the Native Americans. They traded these stones in their trade routes as far back as the Mississippi Mounds in the Midwest. In about 1860, the sheep herders moved into this area, and they found that out here in the desert, the ground kind of glittered with what appeared to be a broken glass. It was sunstones. About 1900, a bunch of those stones were sent to Tiffany's in New York City and determined to be gem quality feldspar. And at that time, Tiffany's filed some mining claims. The one we're standing on was actually owned by Tiffany's from 1900 to about 1940. They discovered that they couldn't manage miners who tend to be an independent sort from New York City, and they gave them up. In the early 60s, there was again a resurgence in interest in this, and a few of the old-timers moved out here and started filing mining claims and digging on a small-scale basis. We moved out into this valley about 1990 and filed on 3 claims to have a place to bring a lapidary explorer post, and have a place where the kids could dig rocks. Then the hobby got out of hand. We ended up being the largest producer of Oregon sunstones in the world.
The Oregon Sunstone is a plagioclase form of calcic labradorite.
Feldspars are found worldwide in basalt flows, but the unique thing is the copper in them. Feldspars from other parts of the world quite typically have hematite or iron as an including agent. It's finding more and more popularity worldwide. We currently are shipping to several countries in the Far East. We're shipping to Europe. Germany is a large customer, as well as the U.S. market.
We're in the wrong place looking for sunstones.
This particular area covers about 10 square miles. There are two other smaller geologic areas in the state of Oregon that came from the same magma chamber. In 1987, 4 square miles set aside for public digging out here that is not open to claim. And so you can go out and handpick sunstones. However, most of the good gem-bearing ore is at depth with several feet of overburden, which you have to dig through to get down to good quality ore. The overburden in this valley consists of unbearing basalt flows, or, as in the case of this mine, this has an alluvial deposit of beach sand and gravel and tiny mollusks shells from the great inland sea that covered this area up till about 8,000 years ago. This is a lode claim. The difference being a placer claim is an alluvial deposit that was formed somewhere else and then washed in and deposited. From the late 1800s through the mid-1940s, the range of hills over here to the south is called the Coyote Hills. There is an occurrence there of gold, and there were multiple gold mines operating up an area called Miners Gulch. They have since been put into inactive status and probably will never be opened again because of the low percentage yields and the current environmental standards. A lode claim is where the minerals were originally deposited by nature, originally formed. A mining claim gives you mineral rights. We pay a fee. We rent the land basically from the government. We pay an annual fee for these claims that we have. There's been a lot of criticism in the past of miners raping the land and walking away and leaving a big mess. You place a bond that you do not get back until the land is totally reclaimed and accepted by a group from the federal agency, which includes the archaeologists and the biologists and the environmental protection people. It's a positive step forward in the industry. We're under the auspices